The paranormal is something that is frightening to many people. The idea that we may not be alone is worrisome. However, that fear is amplified when the paranormal is caught on video, especially when it comes from a credible source. Here are 10 creepy ghost videos that were never explained. Number 10 is the Vatican City ghost. While on vacation in Vatican City, college student Mark Fowler from Mill Bay, British Columbia, captured a fair amount of footage in St. Peter's Basilica. Upon arriving back home, he watched the video again with his friends, who were very surprised to spot a strangely obvious figure covered in all red material floating high above the crowd of tourists. Mark could not recall ever seeing it while he was there, and no one in the video seems to be paying any attention to it at all. As the camera makes another pass of the area, you can see the phantom has changed locations, appearing at the back left side of the church. Previously skeptical about spirits, Mark now believes it may be a manifestation of the spirit of Jesus' disciple, St. Peter, who happens to be buried right under that very same church. Number 9 is the Savannah, Georgia cemetery ghost. Savannah, Georgia is known as one of the most haunted cities in America, and on December 31st, 2008, 17-year-old Jesse Greathouse captured footage that would help support that claim. While on vacation with his family, Jesse was given a camcorder and told to film whatever he wanted as they toured around Colonial Park Cemetery, the resting place of over 9,000 bodies in a mass grave filled with victims of the yellow fever. As Jesse filmed, his attention was caught by a distant sight of a kid running through the cemetery. In the video, he zooms in on the small child only to see it jump straight into a tree and then fall down and disappear instantly. Upon analysis, experts agree that the tape is genuine and has not been manipulated in any way. Perhaps what he saw was the playful ghost of a young boy running around near his own gravesite. Number 8 is the Barton Mansion ghost. Built on an Indian burial ground in 1859, the Barton Mansion in Redlands, California, has a long history of hauntings. The mansion's owner, Dr. Barton, disregarded all of the warnings he received about desecrating the resting place of so many souls, and it ended up costing him dearly. Soon after moving in, Barton's 2 young daughters died mysteriously. The grief following his loss drove Barton insane, and before his death, he began practicing satanic rituals in an attempt to see his daughters again. In 2001, a group of local teenagers filmed themselves venturing into the abandoned house to find proof that it was haunted. Prior to their footage, they had entered a room and found a hunk of meat in a circle of stones. When they came back from recording, they were accosted by a ghost wielding what looked like a lantern. Number 7 is the London Underground sighting. Since 1868, an alarming number of people have taken their own lives by jumping in front of trains in London's subway system. But that wasn't exactly the end of their journey, as their ghosts have been spotted wandering the London Underground. In June of 2016, a video of the Knightsbridge station tracks taken by Neil Andrew Pike went viral. He was returning from the Science Museum when he accidentally captured a phantom person jump down onto the tracks. Knightsbridge on the Piccadilly line has been the site of 92 reported suicide attempts in the last decade alone. The station also happens to be located very close to an old burial ground for thousands of victims of the 17th century's Great Plague. Whoever the being is on this video, their decision to jump onto the tracks could be telling of their final actions while they were still alive. Number 6 is the Headless Ghost. This video comes from somewhere in the Middle East and features 5 kids running around and exploring a large abandoned school in daylight. After 2 minutes pass, the kids have not found anything scary or ghostly, but this all changes when they enter a large brightly lit classroom. Once inside this completely empty room, the camera pans across to witness a shadowy headless human figure seemingly walk through the wall and towards the cameraman in broad daylight. At the same time this happens, a loud droning noise begins, which is most likely the sound of the voices in religious prayer at a nearby mosque. Strangely, none of this seems to faze anyone present in the room, almost as if it was only detected by the camera lens itself. Whatever it was, those kids certainly are lucky that they didn't see it in person. Number 5 is the Honduran ghost doctor. In 2016, footage from a school hospital in Honduras appeared on a Facebook page called La Horta Dimension. The video shows a long hospital corridor where a ghostly figure appears to step through a doorway into the hall and then disappear instantly. The ghost itself is believed to be the spirit of a doctor who took his own life at the hospital several years ago and now remains there wandering the halls. Patients staying at the hospital have felt his presence and have witnessed flickering lights and other strange occurrences in their rooms. And what's even stranger is the camera operator who captured this footage is unknown. The 22-second clip has become one of the most convincing pieces of evidence for the hauntings in this Honduran hospital. Number 4 is the Wentworth Woodhouse haunting. Since it first aired on May 25, 2002, the United Kingdom's Most Haunted has visited a number of locations in the search of paranormal activity. While at the Wentworth Woodhouse stable block in Wentworth, England, the crew caught an apparition on film. Both Carl Beatty and Stuart Torvell were filming in an empty hallway after hearing the sounds of footsteps and decided to ask whatever spirits were present to walk towards them. Then, a mysterious man who appears to be semi-transparent suddenly materializes in the hallway and proceeds to walk silently up the staircase. Both Carl and Stuart try to chase after the individual, but find nothing at the end of the hall, leaving them to believe he had disappeared. There has never been a clear explanation for what happened that day, but what is perfectly clear is that someone or something was in the hall with them. Number 3 is the Disneyland ghost. When darkness falls on the parks at Disneyland in Anaheim, California, the tourists leave, but apparently something else roams the park's quiet streets. In 2009, a video of Disneyland's CCTV footage, which appears to show a ghostly human, was uploaded directly to YouTube. The Phantom clearly walks from the Haunted Mansion building straight through a closed iron bar gate over to the Rivers of America section, where it then begins to walk straight across the water. Now, this video might be less convincing if it hadn't already shown the being on several different camera angles at the same time, meaning it's actually part of a series of security footage and not just a trick of the night. Some people have commented on the video believing that this may be Walt Disney's ghost surveying the park after hours. But whether he is or isn't, let's hope he's just there to have fun. Number 2 are the Black Forest Orbs. Just south of Denver, Colorado is Black Forest, a heavily wooded area that is fraught with paranormal activity. One particular piece of footage taken there has left experts baffled. The Black Forest orbs in this video were filmed at the Lee household in the mid-1990s and appear to be very large and bright, leaving light trails behind them. In addition, the way that they move seems extremely unnatural and rules out any possibility that the camera is just picking up dust particles or reflections of light. According to paranormal investigators, the orbs in the video are also visible to the naked eye and behave in a similar fashion. Their origins are a complete mystery, but with so much ghost activity in the surrounding area, it's easy to see that they could be strongly connected to the paranormal. And number 1 are the ghosts of Gettysburg. The Battle of Gettysburg was a massive win for the Union Army during the American Civil War in 1863, but it came at a great expense. The battle lasted from July 1st to July 3rd and resulted in nearly 36,000 casualties. In November of 2001, Tom and Delia Underwood set up a camera at the triangular field in Gettysburg and captured some of the strangest ghostly visuals ever recorded. The triangular field was a highly contested area during the battle since it had stone walls that were useful for defense against any invaders. In the footage, the couple witnessed strange translucent white figures moving through the trees. As they searched for explanations, the figures became more vivid and clear. Could these be the ghosts of the long-forgotten soldiers locked in an eternal battle? To this day, nobody knows. It's only speculation that remains. So, that was 10 creepy ghost videos that were never explained. But as always, if you enjoyed this, remember to give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications by clicking the little bell beside the subscribe button so that you never miss a thing, because I release new videos all the time. Thank you for watching. Sweet dreams.